Child, have y'all heard about this HBCU drama? It's a whole lot of going on. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Headlines in Motion. I'm your host, Brittany Monet, where we talk all things factual and in real time. So, I'll be honest, please, okay? I was scrolling on the Shade Room. Yes, yes, yes. Please, okay? Bear with me. I was scrolling on the Shade Room. Sometimes they have stories I don't see everywhere else, and this was one of them. Now, according to this article on the Shade Room, y'all, Tuskegee University, which is an HBCU, has enforced a dress code, and they phrase it as a whole bunch of backlash. What I saw was people agreeing with this dress code. So now this dress code, in larger terms, bans like pajamas, bonnets, do-rags, things of that nature. And so their thing was basically like, look, when you get on campus, dress appropriately. And I'm here for it. The thing about this new generation, and that's really what I want to talk about. So bring it in, okay? The thing about this new generation, y'all, is they are so entitled, and I don't know where that entitlement comes from. Maybe I just sound like an old hag at 33, but I don't remember having that much entitlement. So much entitlement that I would be upset that my school is telling me I can't go to my class with a bonnet on. It would have never crossed my mind to go to my school with a bonnet on. And a lot of people were making arguments, not a lot, maybe three or four, were saying that I pay so much money, it shouldn't matter how I arrive. Do y'all not realize that when y'all leave this school, when y'all leave these institutions, you're going to have to get a job. And when you get that job, you can't say, well, you need me, so it don't matter what I wear. Yikes. No, it does. So there's this thing. Geez, y'all probably never heard of it. Professionalism. And college kind of helps you to gain that like real world type of decorum, where you dress professionally. And it doesn't even have to be like suit and tie or business casual to go to class. Of course not. But we're also not rolling out of bed in our pajamas, in our bonnets, in our do-rags, in our slippers. I saw some comments saying like, what did slippers ever do to anybody? Listen, Linda, please. Okay. You could go and get you a cute little flat. Boom. You know what I mean? Even if you want to put you on a cute little crock to walk to class, cool. Get you a cute little, a clean, I should say, clean sweatsuit, put you on a crock, take yourself to class. You know what I mean? Boom. That's how you do it moving. But the fact that y'all want to be in like your dirty Cookie Monster, and it don't even be pajama pants. It really be shorts, right? In your moo-moos with your bonnets to roll out of bed to go to class. It's absolutely crazy. In my day and age, at this very tender age of 33, a lot of us, not for nothing, we're rolling into class in last night club outfit. Hey, that was happening, okay? You would see the girl coming in looking like last night, and you just say, hey, she had a long night. You know what I mean? She might have put her little cardigan over it, stopped at her room, grabbed herself a cardigan, but you knew you could see that party dress. You could see that party dress, okay? And then on her feet, she probably had on a cute little like moccasin or something like that because, oh yeah, she dropped them heels off, grabbed her cardigan, grabbed her school bag, and took it to class. Okay, she was on time, but you could tell the makeup was last night. She had her party dress under that cardigan, but she made it to class. And she just buttoned it up a little bit. That's all. That's all. And then back in my day, we was dressing business casual to the club anyway. Okay, so yeah, we probably already had our blazer on, period. But I say all that to say there needs to be a conversation had with this younger generation and their entitlements for the fact that you can't understand why you should not roll out of bed in a do-rag and bonnet and go to class with your PJs on. It don't make too much sense to me. Now, see, I never participated in the bonnet talk because I never understood it. I'm all fine for like a cute little head wrap. Maybe you want to lay your edges down. You got to like run out to the store. You want to keep your edges laid. I get it. I get it. But when it's all in conjunction, when it's all, pulled together, the fit ain't really, you know what I'm saying? It just gets to be a lot. And the problem is y'all not wearing, I'm going off on a tangent, but it's okay. Y'all are not wearing the appropriate attire to the appropriate places. Y'all going to Aloe, Lululemon, and wearing the athleisure to the club with heels on. You see what I'm saying? But then when you go to the mall, you want to put on your pajamas. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of confusion in that. If you want to wear your athleisure, right? Your athletic wear that is also a little bit like a leisure wear. Yeah, you wear that to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Put you on a cute little tennis sneaker, and that's what you go into the mall with, right? When you go to the club, get you a club dress. That's why we don't even really have too much of the. Remember, we used to have like the club stores, right? Your Wet Seals, your Charlotte Russe, your Forever 21. Those aren't around no more because the girls is going to Aloe to get fitted for the club. It just don't make no sense. So maybe they're leading by y'all example. I don't participate in none of that behavior. So maybe they're leading by y'all example, and that's why they are okay with going to school, to class, I should say, in pajamas and bonnets and slippers and things like that. It just don't make too much sense to me. In my mind, yeah, you probably should put yourself together in just a certain kind of way. That does not mean, again, it got to be suit and tie. No, 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 no. What I'm saying is you can give yourself a cute little legging, a cute little top, some sneakers, and take your ass to class. That's it. I don't know why that requires so much. I don't know. To me, pajamas and leggings, both just as comfortable. Get you a cute little legging, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Get your athleisure, get your Aloe, put that on, and go to class. Sleep in your pajamas, and when you wake up, put your athleisure on and go to class. Now, the other thing that I have seen circulating is a lot of rumblings about Howard University. Now, everyone knows Howard University. Everybody know HU. Everybody knows the homecoming. Yeah, we get it, right? Everyone knows it. But recently, again, this is also on the Shade Room. Recently, there was some situation where like 500 kids were like unenrolled and displaced, and they didn't know where they were going to go, and yada, yada, yada. Cool. I read it. I also saw a lot of comments saying this happens at a lot of schools, but because it's Howard, everyone's like, oh my God, this is so egregious. This is crazy, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it was, again, one of those things where it's like not like it can happen everywhere else, but it can't happen here. I felt like it was one of those things. The thing that I want to talk about is what I saw, the rumblings that I saw on TikTok. Follow me. I know I talk really fast sometimes, but follow me. Now, down over onto TikTok, okay, y'all, they were saying like basically if you aren't rich, like if you aren't like upper class Black, yeah, don't even think about going to Howard. Don't even think about going to Howard because it is literally for the rich, right? Like the kids out there, designer head to toe. And like it's basically like a who's who of like Black HBCU, you know what I mean? And like Black wealth, I should say. So don't even think about going. Now, in some of the videos I saw, people were like, well, like unless you're on a scholarship or, you get money somehow and you use it towards your education, then like, of course, go to Howard, great. But for the most part, this is for the wealthy of the Blacks. Now, that was very interesting to me because now as I'm like watching more videos and I'm, hearing different people's perspectives, this was something that I don't know. I don't know if that's like a recent change, like in the past, gosh, how long have I been out of school? Ooh, okay. Yeah, 11 years since I've been out of college. I don't know if that's been a recent thing because I never got that impression with Howard. With the people that I saw and knew that were like attending and like had attended, I never, so I don't know within the past decade if that has changed and became, and I think maybe, right? Because, you know, HBCUs have become really, really popular. So they've always been popular. Okay. But with this push, especially amongst my generation of like going to college, that's why half of us, more than half of us, are in fucking student loan debt. With that push, HBCUs have become popular. Okay. So with that, I feel like you don't, I mean, there are a lot of HBCUs, but a lot of people are going to go to the ones that they know and that they hear about. And that's your Howards, your Spelmans, things like that. Right. So, Howard is one of the ones that's at the top. So I can see how, with its increasing popularity, with its homecoming, with it being in DC, that you're going to have the wealthy Black children say, I want to go to Howard. So I can see how that can kind of change the landscape. I just didn't know it was so bad. So I'm kind of bringing the conversation forward and I want to hear more because I didn't know that was a thing. It was very interesting to me. I kind of fell into this little rabbit hole. And so then when I saw the thing with Tuskegee, I'm like, okay, you know, a lot is happening with HBCUs right now, but I was very intrigued by that conversation because listen, y'all, I had no idea that there was like this wealth disparity of like the rich and the poor kids, essentially, right? Like, when you watch TV shows and they're like, oh, that kid's on scholarship, that kid's on scholarship. That's basically like what people were describing it as like it was clear who the scholarship kids were because everybody else is designer down, and everybody else is clearly coming from some money and the kids that aren't. And that was just very, very interesting to me. Now, do I think that's going to harm Howard in any way? No, I think that's going to make to be fair, I think that's going to make Howard more appealing because we know Blacks, right? Us Black people, we love to keep up with the Joneses. So if we start to hear that this is where the rich kids are, right? And this is where they got the designer, that's going to be intriguing to people to go and to put their kids in this school where the rich kids be, where they have designer and things like that. Not to mention, I mean, I think what I've heard, you get a great education, right? But I do believe it's not going to damper Howard to me. Maybe I'm speaking from my generation. This new generation, they might be like, fuck it, they don't care. Like they'll go down to, Tuskegee or whatever and be like, I'll rock out here before I go and try to live a life that's not for me. So I don't know. I just found that interesting. One, Tuskegee University and this dress code. I do believe more. Now, mind you, when I say dress code, I just mean there's some things that are inappropriate, even in the workplace. Y'all, if you don't know, I used to work in human resources, okay? And the things that I would see with people coming in for interviews, I mean, wow. Women would come in, no bra, straight nipple rings, see-through shirt, and sit dead in front of you and talk about they want a job. Baby girl, you need to go to Target and get a bra. Let's no, no, no. Let's start there. Yeah, go to Target and get a bra, mama. What is happening right now? You understand what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I believe if we start when they're younger and help them understand how to dress appropriately, they won't arrive to job interviews and just craziness. And I will be honest, a lot of the times it is the women. I would say more than a lot of times, all of the times, it's mainly the women. Because men, they're going to give you a polo and some khakis. They might even throw on a little sweater vest. Like, what is it? The begonias, Patagonias, something, the little zippers. Yeah, they might throw on one of them, but for the most part, it's a polo and some khakis. They gonna keep it real simple. The women, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if it's something because it's not taught. And I think it should be like when I was in school and I took business classes, this was in high school. Oh my God, another tangent. I'm sorry, y'all, but listen, it's very important. When I was in high school and I took business classes, when we did presentations, when we had, projects, or we were going to I took a lot of marketing classes, and we had these like different competitions. We had to dress business casual, right? And so I had to learn how to dress business casual. What did that look like? What type of tops was I wearing and things like that. Like, we had to do that. So it started for me in high school, and it helped because then when I went to college and I had to do presentations, I just carried that with me. I didn't like go full on like blazer and suit and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't need suit and tie, but I might do like a nice blouse with a pair of like, nice dark denim jeans or something like that, where I wasn't just getting up doing a presentation in some sweatpants and a baggy t-shirt. Like, I try to put thought into my presentation. I feel like that's a lost art on the children, and that's why they're so up in an uproar that they can't wear their bonnet. Like, that is so the small, but again, as an ex HR professional, I have seen some things. I've seen women arrive to, now, I don't know if y'all have seen these pants, but they're like, sometimes they're jeans, sometimes they're leggings, but they have slits starting from the top and it just slits all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, I've seen girls arrive in that for an interview. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen girls arrive in a crop top, like a full, like, crop, stomach out. And they'll put on slacks and then put on like a cardigan. And it's like, but babe, I can see that you're in a, like, your whole stomach's out. Okay. I've seen people look like they walk right off the street. Now, hold on. I will come at the men a little bit, because what the men do is they arrive smelling like marijuana every single time. It's like, bro, you just couldn't wait 3 hours, like an hour before, hour for the interview. Once you get out of here, go, you know what I mean? Go do it how you got to do it. But the fact that like it smelled like you sat in your car and hot box, got out and came into this interview is beyond me. So, Tuskegee, I agree with you. We need to bring back dress codes. In the workplace, at school, that does not mean a uniform, but we need to have some type of dress code, because the kids are getting beside themselves. They're getting beside themselves and they're not understanding, It is very, very odd to me. When I watch the videos, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let y'all go. When I watch the videos of like back to school time and, teachers making fun of the kids and all this different type of stuff, and the amount of kids that walk around with blankets is concerning to me. Why do y'all need a blanket? When I was in high school, I can't remember a single, mind you, that was some time ago, but I can't remember a single person walking around with a blanket. What is that about? What is that about? Why are y'all with blankets and like in snuggies and stuff? What is happening? Dress codes. We need dress codes, and they need to be enforced, because these kids graduate college and they show up to job interviews and they're dressing like they have no idea. You could even go on TikTok. Go on TikTok and search job interview outfit. Get ready me for a job interview. The girls be in mini skirts and button ups talking about, oh, I didn't get the job. You think, mama? You think? You look like you about to go and work the blade, baby girl. Or they go too far left and be in like a maxi skirt with like a off the shoulder sweater, like really trying to like give hippie. Like, girl, you went to be an admin at a dentist office. What were you thinking? all you need, go to any thrift store, get you a black pair of slacks, get you a white button up, go on Amazon or something like that. You could even probably go down to like Dollar General or something. Get you a black pair of flats and rotate that. That's it. Anytime you go to an interview, you pull out that outfit. And then if you're not good with white, get you like anything that complements your skin. Okay. If it's yellow, get you yellow. If it's red, get you red. Just get you a cute little button up, preferably cotton. And that's it. In a pair of black slacks and get you a pair of black flats. That is it. We don't need, on your first interview, you don't need to show personality. I think a lot of these kids think I'm sorry, for real, that's my last thing. But who am I if I don't give y'all knowledge? Anyways, I think these kids think that when they go on interviews, they have to show personality. And if they show personality, they're going to get the job because I have all this personality. This is not the internet and we don't care. Can you do the job? Right now, it's looking like you don't know how to make wise decisions. Like your decision making is off because you came in here in slit pants, you got no bra on, your shirt is see-through, and you smell like you just smoked a pound of marijuana. So I'm questioning your judgment immediately. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, Tuskegee, in all schools, let's bring back dress code. Howard, I don't know. They trying to run y'all out of here. Y'all been holding it down. Y'all been holding the game down for a very long time. But I do believe they are trying to get y'all up out of here. I don't think it'll work, but we shall see. And with that being said, I promise now I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.